This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Wednesday, September 13th, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. South Bend Mayor James Mueller's administration this week announced a new vacant building credit enhancement fund with the goal of sparking new life in neglected buildings. The city will provide up to $500,000 in loans to projects that help the city revitalize its commercial corridors.
The goal of the fund is to take away some of the risk for traditional financial institutions when they are making loans, specifically in cases prioritizing the redevelopment of vacant buildings.
Executive Director of Community Investment Caleb Bauer said the fund will cover up to 40% of project costs. 50% must come through a traditional lender, with the remainder covered by developers. Carmel-based CRG Residential and City of Evansville leaders have broken ground on a $45 million residential development. The project, called Promenade Flats, will feature 220 luxury apartments with various amenities and is set for completion in 2025. An airport board on Friday is expected to consider moving ahead with a proposed hotel at Indianapolis International Airport that would carry Marriott International's Westin flag. If approved, the 262-room hotel would be built on the west side of the terminal parking garage. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
For 25 years, we've had the honor of telling the story of Indiana business. More than 1,300 shows, 8,000 interviews. We've traveled from Valparaiso to Versailles, Fort Wayne to Fort Branch, and everywhere in between. And we are just getting started. Our team is passionate about Indiana business because your story is worth telling. Join us every week as we travel the state to bring you Indiana's story. Inside Indiana Business, 25 years and counting.
Batesville Casket Company has filed a lawsuit accusing a former employee of stealing trade secrets and confidential company information. IIB's Kate Sharon has more.
The suit filed this week in Marion County Superior Court alleges that Ryan Ackerman misappropriated the information a few months before joining a competitor. Batesville accuses Ackerman of stealing, quote, numerous files with confidential customer pricing, discount, territory, business strategy, and goals, and other proprietary information. Ackerman, who lives in Pennsylvania, allegedly saved the files from his work computer to a USB drive, which he then refused to return for inspection. He's also accused of moving files via email and texting. Batesville said the information that Ackerman allegedly stole would be valuable to a competitor such as Victoriaville & Co. USA, which is Ackerman's new employer. Batesville is seeking a temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction. Additionally, the company is asking the court to prevent Ackerman from working in a similar capacity for a competitor to Batesville and engaging in the sale or distribution of any competitive products for a period of 24 months. Batesville is also seeking monetary damages, including lost profits, compensatory damages, punitive damages, costs, and attorney fees. Ackerman has not yet responded to the suit, according to online records. Kate Sharon, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Merrillville-based electric utility NIPSCO has filed plans to build a $644 million natural gas peaker unit at the R.M. Schaefer generating station in the Jasper County town of Wheatfield. A peaker is used to burn natural gas to generate electricity when there is a high demand. A spokesperson told our partners at the Times of Northwest Indiana the peaker would have flexibility to convert from operating on natural gas to operating on zero-carbon fuels such as hydrogen. NIPSCO awaits approval from the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission. Indianapolis-based Lumina Foundation has launched a nearly $3 million effort designed to make it easier for students to apply for and be admitted to college. The Great Admissions Redesign is a challenge for higher education institutions as well as state agencies to find ways to simplify what Melanie Heath, Strategy Director for Participation at Lumina Foundation, calls a complicated process.
We're looking for ways to increase opportunity, particularly for students who might be the first in their family to go to college, who are low income or students of color. And we're also looking for things that are fundamentally different and new. And so we're really excited about this. We feel like there is a huge opportunity at this specific moment in time to really rethink how we've been doing college admissions.
The challenge is open to state agencies and quasi-public organizations, state systems of higher education, and groups of 3 or more public or private not-for-profit institutions that could receive grant funds to develop their plans. Indy Star columnist Greg Doyle is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.